Restrictions are causing concerns about drunk driving. Sure, New Year's Eve celebrations will look a little different this year, but the main difference is where people are partying. KCTV5's Betsy Webster joins us now live to explain. Betsy?
Well, Brad, the usual party spots like Power and Light here, the gatherings are going to be smaller. A lot of people will be celebrating from home, maybe have a few friends over. And one local DUI lawyer says that's actually part of the problem.
Here's a stack of the current DUI client files I have right here.
Johnson County Lawyer Brandan Davies says the stack started growing a month or two ago.
I think people are starting to get back out of their house, starting to go see their friends and family for Thanksgiving and Christmas.
He expects the same trend for New Year's Eve, with no big bash and concern about crowds. It's small gatherings that will put impaired drivers on the road. The dawn of Uber and Lyft made it a lot easier to get a ride home, but Davies is hearing again and again now from clients who planned to use one of these, then found them harder to come by outside of the high traffic areas.
Waiting and didn't ever get an Uber. I sat there long enough, thought I had sobered up, and decided to drive back myself. I've heard that story several times, and pre-COVID, we never heard that story.
We do have a concern about DUIs.
Overland Park police officer John Lacey says their annual saturation patrols will be more scattered this year for that very reason.
We're going to be spread out through the whole entire city, from 47th Street all the way down to 290th Street.
While recent COVID restrictions on bars are driving more people to small gatherings, it could also be driving more people into his city. KCTV bars have to close at 10. Johnson County bars can stay open until midnight.
There's a pretty good chance we may take the brunt of that.
He worries his officers will be faced with people driving from Missouri, already half in the bag, to get those last 2 hours in. But that's a bad idea for more than just safety reasons.
Most of these bars will have a capacity, so once you leave the bar in Missouri, you come over to the Kansas side, you may not be able to get in.
A former prosecutor told us people often get less sloshed at bars than at home parties. It costs less, there's no line to slow you down, and no bartender to cut you off. But you also don't have to go home if you're at a friend's house instead.
Crash on the sofa if you have to.
Now, he is hoping that those horrible road conditions we're expecting tomorrow night will be enough alone to encourage people not to get on the road. Meanwhile, Kansas City Power and Light's website, the Power have a party tomorrow, but it will be different. It will not be in that big open-air Kansas City live block. It will be in individual establishments. There'll be no milling around, and they will have their toast early because they will have to close at 10. Live in Kansas City, Missouri, Betsy Webster, KCTV5 News.
Yeah.